not that I like to take the easy way out, simplifying the process and the amount of labor necessary, and removing the complex, arduous steps with little to no obvious gain. In fact, I often choose the less simple route, just as an excuse to experiment with the process. If I'm lucky, I learn something. At times, simplicity and symmetry happen to make the process a bit more relaxed, with little to no planning. I think these symmetries bring a classical balance to the objects, balancing both the tone and visual appeal, a symmetry that exists on levels beyond the physical. A thought that I hope we share. I'm looking for shapes that catch the eye immediately, and symmetry does that for me. If it doesn't for you, I'll be waiting anxiously for you to tell me all about it down in the comments. There'll be some interesting hurdles in this build, and we're finally making the first part. Not that we aren't all thrilled with the weeks of jigs and fixture construction so far. I've decided on a design requirement that will almost certainly make things more difficult in the future. I like to think that the technology I use will rescue me from this disadvantage. Only time will tell. The idea is to carve the contours of this block on both the top and bottom. And while this will allow me to reuse a lot of G-code, it will also make some of the future steps more complex. Two-sided 3D milling is always a challenge. Indexing the part, flipping, and re-indexing, along with multiple tool changes, all add to the complexity. What could go wrong? It's only an automated machine with a 20,000 RPM spinning blade. This part's top and bottom faces are identical, making the code for each side the same. I didn't even generate code for the second side. All I had to do was create a sacrificial piece to cradle this top geometry and keep the part on axis simultaneously. I know it sounds simple when I put it that way. Then I can reuse the same code for both sides. Much of the stress in aligning these complex parts is relieved when you don't have to check and recheck the proper code, tooling, and indexing to confirm my all too delicate sanity. If it doesn't work out, I'll just glue all these bits back together and try again, adding the mistake to my list of previous mishaps. times, the smooth passes of the ball mill, carving away the contoured steps, leaving thin and smooth, slightly curved troughs, regular enough to reflect the light, indicating the tactile surface finish, make the experience especially enjoyable. As a beginner, I was constantly waiting for my next error to occur, or the machine to lose steps and fault out, leaving me disappointed, disheartened, and restarting again. This experience, believe it or not, has been a rewarding one, and at this point, I feel like I'm going to be successful more often than not. Don't get me wrong, I still make mistakes, I'm just better at recovering from them. And while I will always seek the build free from error, I have failed often enough to know what I can and can't recover from. Don't let the smooth content and confident actions fool you. At heart, I'm a bumbling fool, as we all are. Maybe there's a better way, a better method, something that's more reliable and possibly more accurate. The key is not knowing the best way to create a part. The interesting element is finding a way that works with your skill set, tooling, and preferred methods. For now, this is working for me, and I'm sure it won't last. I will try something different on the next attempt and find a completely new set of failure points. Until then, thanks for watching.